Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Joe, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the myth of perfection, why it's okay to suck at the beginning, and how to grow from failure. I'm sure most of you guys have felt the feeling of not wanting to start something because you know you're going to be bad at it. And that is an okay feeling to have, and it's totally normal. I'm going to break this video down into 3 sections. The first section is the myth of needing perfection to start. I'm sure, like many of you, I also have this feeling that I need everything to be mapped out before I start. It needs to be planned, it needs to be analyzed, every step of the way needs to be plotted out, and I need to execute on those tasks to get to my final destination. I think it's a little unrealistic now, looking back on things, to assume that you can plan for everything. You plan for the major things, you map out an outline, but then you just actually have to start doing it. Sometimes, for me, I use that perfectionism as a way to stall myself or make excuses for myself on why I can't actually start taking action, when really it's either a fear of looking stupid or a fear of judgment or even just a fear of failing, right? Like you put all this time into something and it doesn't actually end up working out and you think that you've wasted all your time. Life will prove to us that that's not true. You're not wasting your time. You're learning these valuable lessons that you can take and carry over into your next endeavor. All the famous athletes that you look up to and aspire to be like, they all had to start from nothing and learn the hard way, like all of us do. I think an interesting point for when we think about athletes is that we don't really see many professional athletes start their journeys in their late 20s, early 30s, 40s, or beyond. We see their culmination of experience from when they were a little kid to where they are now. So for you, you might say like, well, I'm going to start this new thing. Like for me, I'm starting this YouTube channel. I'm in my 30s. You know, it's not very often that you start over from scratch later in life and you're basically a noob and you know nothing about anything, and you have to start up and you see, you know, young kids on YouTube doing way better than you, making better content than you, and you're just kind of like, you feel deflated. But those are some things that you need to look past, not get bogged down by what's going on around you, and just focus on trying to make what you can do as the best you can be. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do now, and I'm learning every step of the way. Section 2 is why it's okay to suck at the beginning. It's okay to suck at the beginning because you're at the beginning. What else you can't expect yourself to be a professional right off the bat. Everyone you know and look up to that's successful started at the beginning. Some people have natural talents that maybe propel them a little bit faster than others, but everyone starts at the beginning. For me, I'm starting at the beginning with riding my motorcycle, making these first few videos, and starting on YouTube. You know, it's hard for me to really wrap my mind around all this content creation stuff because I've never done it before. I've historically been not involved in social media most of my early life, and so starting to pick up all this now, it can be a lot, especially when you're juggling other things, family, career, friends, that kind of stuff. Another thing to realize is that this is part of the journey. I was listening to Gary Vee the other day, and he was talking about advice for content creators that are starting up, and they said to just document your journey, right? So this is me also documenting my journey and my experiences along the way, and maybe it'll encourage and help someone else to get started and look past all the different things that are bogging them down and just post that first video or get that first motorcycle or take the MSF course. Like, just start somewhere and get the ball moving. That's the best thing you can do to break out of any type of mental or physical feeling that is you think is holding you back. Section 3, the last part, is going to be how to turn failure into growth. Everyone's experienced some type of failure in your life. You either got cut from your favorite sports team, you had a bad test score, or something to that effect, right? The relationship that you wanted didn't work out, the job you applied for you didn't get. There's tons of examples. But you have to know that failure is part of the journey and it is unavoidable. For me, right now, I don't feel like I'm failing at YouTube because I'm just starting. but this is my attempt. I'm continuing my attempt, right? The only way I fail at YouTube is if I stop doing it. And so if I continue to go, then I'm making multiple attempts at trying to succeed, as opposed to stopping and acknowledging failure. You can fail and stop, or you can fail and adapt. And so failing and stopping, that's a bad thing. That's failure. You tried something and you just were like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I'm done. That's not what you want to be doing. You want to be failing and also adapting. So you're taking in the critiques or the failures, you're learning from them, and you're moving forward with that experience and knowledge, and you're putting it into the next thing that you're doing. So if you keep failing and adapting, you're going to continue to grow, and that's how you're going to turn that failure into growth. Short recap is going to be that perfection is a myth, and don't let it stop you. Being bad at something at first is normal, and it's actually essential for you to grow. And failures are valuable lessons in disguise. Remember, you don't have to be perfect to start. Just start, learn, and keep improving along your journey.